And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to NeelyFX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where I talk about foreign exchange trading, prop firm trading, and hopefully making money doing all those things. So here we have with the risk disclaimer. Since I'm in the United States, so this means that I have to do some things and read some things that should be common sense, but they're not sometimes. If you're new to Forex, and Forex is definitely not a buy and hold type of situation, and it is not passive income. It is a very active trading environment. And if you're not involved in that trading environment, then you can lose all of your investment. For example, let's get into the risk disclaimers now. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I'm also an aspiring funded prop firm trader with a couple of firms in London, Audacity Capital and FXify. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration at this time. I have held NFA registration in the past, about 25 years ago, 20 years ago, 2004. And they just erased it a couple of years ago, so it's been sooner than that, but it's been a long time since I've been a broker. Forex trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And here's the CFTC risk disclosure. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment income. Investment capital and investment income, but investment capital you lose first. All right, so what have we got going on today? First, let's scoot over here. There we are. And there I am. And we have the, look at our calendar today. First, you'll notice that it's 1 degree outside where I live, so it's super cold. I'm not going to go outside if I can keep from it, but I'm definitely going to have to go outside at some point today. Let's see. We have the Bank of Canada Monetary Policy Report of the BOC rate statement. So we've got the Canadian rate statement coming up. And later on today, we have the Fed funds rate expected to hold. Both of them are expected to hold. However, the talking points are what's going to be more important, especially around 2:30 on the FOMC statement. And the press conference with Jay Powell himself, describing what is going on and asking various questions and answering various questions of the formidable Jay Powell. So we'll see what's going on with that. In the meantime, currency-wise, we are the 2 strongest currencies for the time being. That will probably change at some point or another. And something else you should know is I've got 2 brand new prop firm challenges that I'll be participating in. And in February, I'll be participating in Audacity Capital's prop firm challenge with a $120,000 account. So these are all demo accounts at this time. This is not real money. It's nothing I can just take money out of and say, oh, look at that. And go down to Miami and start crashing Bugattis. Nope, that's not me. You're not going to get that on this channel anyway. I have far too much respect for cars to do that. And secondly, it doesn't seem like a smart thing to do. So let's get into the DXY. We have the DXY. DXY pulled down a lot yesterday. I pulled all the way down to about 90. It's pushing 94.5 or 95 and a half. Yeah, 95.55 is the low on that. And then it popped right back up to 96.30. So nobody knows what's going on with this. It's a mess. It's all over the place. But we do have it right now at about popping back up to the 38.2 position of that, or the 61.8, depending on, that's the inverse of that, depending on what direction you're going with that. I think it's headed south, because I think we're going to get a lot more unwind of the carry trade, but we'll get into that a little bit later, and that's going to be driving the carry trade as the DXY. The Japanese yen makes up 16% of the DXY, and the euro is the lion's share at 57%. So we will see what happens with those two. But in the meantime, it's pulling up a little bit. I expect it to kind of maybe get some support here at the 2025 weekly low close, or possibly resistance there. Got a lot of buying activity going on down here. Looking forward to for it going down. I am invested in the only 2 trades I've got going on right now is I am south on the the dollar versus the yen. Because I was looking for the unwinding of the carry trade, and then, well, I'll get into that in just a second. First, let's get into the euro versus the pound. Let's see what's going on here. It is euro is losing ground to the pound, so that is a good thing. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a whole lot of anything is going on here. It's not really. Oh, it's the hourly chart anyway. I need to be on the daily chart. Whoa, look at that. Let's go back to the DXY real quick. Look at that, and you can see what I'm talking about there with the move. It's about still looking for that. There's a weird gap last night too in the DXY between the New York and the Asian and the Tokyo sessions. There's a big gap in there, so I'm not sure if it's going to try to fill that gap or what's going on with that. But something came back and pulled the DXY back up. Again, what did it? I don't know, and I don't care because I trade what I see before me, and I don't try to analyze or speculate too much. Right now, the UJ or the EG, as it were, the euro versus the Great Pound is right there in the middle of Bollinger Bands. So it's kind of in a moment of indecision right now. EU. The euro versus the dollar is coming back down to 119.5. It's probably going to find support there, is what I'm thinking. Probably going to get a big bounce out of that, especially after the rate decision later on this afternoon and the talking points from the rate decision. Not sure how much activity we're going to be getting between now and then. Dollar versus the yen. This is the one that I'm invested in. I bought at the low of the market again. Expecting it to run a little bit more into 151, and it didn't. It bounced instead. However, it's not a huge bounce. I'm still only 1% of my account at risk. With my personal accounts, I've only got 1% at risk right now. I'm risking 2%, so they're small accounts too. So it's not like I'm risking $200,000. I'm risking very little money. So that's an idea right there. But it's expected to resume its downward trend. It did not clear 153 yesterday, and that was the support, the resistance area. So it's got big resistance at 153. We'll see if it can blow through that or not. I would like to see it go down further. As would everybody. We're looking at 147 as the target on that, as unwinding of the carry trade, possibly as low as 140. We'll see if that comes to pass. Pound versus the dollar, and this is another thing that I'm going to get into the carry trade in just a second. But I don't think we're quite there yet on the carry trade, but we'll get into that in just a sec. Pound versus the dollar. Again, I was into this yesterday and got out profitably, and then stayed out. So I did hold some profit on that yesterday, so I'm very good on that. And it's pulling back a good bit right now, pulling back to about 50% of yesterday's move. We've got a lot of really wild moves in Forex right now. I'm not sure how they're going to sustain or what's going on with that, but a lot of really wild moves. They're fun to play, get a little piece, and get out is going to be the strategy on that. We're not trying to get the whole move, just a little chunk of it, just to make a little bit of profit and get out. And they do that consistently over a daily basis, and we'll see if we can win a couple of these challenges and get funded. Pound versus the yen. This is why the carry trade may not be unwinding, because we're not seeing the same amount of pullback in the pound versus the yen as we did in the dollar versus the yen. I think it's a sell the dollar rally. This is what's going on. So everybody's dumping the dollar assets. Quite possibly because they're protesting Greenland. Whatever we're doing with Greenland. Nobody knows what we're doing with Greenland. I've liked the Danish. I think we should probably work out an agreement with the Danish instead of threatening to invade them. I don't know what that would look like anyway. But at any rate, the whole thing's just comical to me. Let's see. So we're coming down a little bit, but we're running into resistance right there around the 127 mark of the previous January 6th. Pardon me. Where did we start all that? January 8th? Yeah, January 9th to the top right there. So that has us down to the 127 level, 1.27 FIBO level. I'm expecting it to go a lot further down for if it were a truly a carry trade unwind. We should be doing a carry trade unwind. We'll come up here to the yen. The dollar 10-year is right here. It's coming down for about 4.25, and the Japanese 10-year is also going down a big chunk. How about that? So that's the reason for the rise in the dollar versus the Japanese yen. Let's see, because our 10-year rate is just barely coming down, and they're just coming down a good chunk, which is the opposite of what they want. Come to think of it. So let's get back into the currencies. EJ, Euro versus the yen, and again, it's right at about the 100 level. So basically, a full retrace of the January 6th move to January. January 19th. It was January 9th to the top, which was on the 22nd. So January 9th to the 22nd is the move from both the EJ and the GJ. Canadian, let's see what's going on here. We have rate decisions here. I'm not sure. I'm definitely not going to trade this. I don't know what's going to happen with this. This thing's just all over the place. I'm expecting a bounce there, although it could go down further to 134.93, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with any kind of talk that comes out of the press conference with Canada, because I think I don't want to say that the United States and Canada are in a trade war right now, but I don't know what's going on. It's a lot of talk going on between Carney and Trump. That's a very interesting thing. But also, the thing to note about Carney, the Prime Minister of Carney, is that he's also the former Bank of England governor. I don't know what they call him over there, but the guy that ran the BOE for a while. So that's very interesting. It's also very tight with the WEF people. So who knows what's going on with that. Let's see. Canadian versus the yen. Again, same pullback, but not as near as strong of a pullback on that. So it's very interesting. It's not pulling back as near as hard as it is on the dollar. So we could see a resumption of the Canadian versus the yen and see more of a carry trade unwind in that. But I don't think it's going to be a carry trade unwind until it's initiated by the yen. So that would be across the board equal decreases, or close to equal decreases. No. That's what I'm looking for as far as the yen goes. Look at oil go. 63.27. This is not good for most countries, because we require oil to do pretty much everything, regardless of what the people that like windmills say. Because you've got to have oil to build a windmill, because what do you think plastics are made of? So that's a thing there. But looks like demand for oil is picking up. That's an interesting little twist today. Aussie versus the dollar did not hold on to 70 very long. Right now it's right at 70, 69.97. We'll see if it continues. I saw some things in the chat room yesterday. They said they were going to, Aussie's going to 71. That's when you pretty much need to sell, when people start saying that, because that's not going to happen. Gold is next. All that glitters, and it is continuing to glitter. I've been trading the paper trading account just to get some experience, get a feel for the paper trading function down here with. Down here, I don't have any trades in there right now, but I did have a profitable gold trade yesterday that would have the paper trading account, which is very interesting. Just getting used to the platform, because FXFI does use TradingView, and that would be another platform for me to use besides DXTrade. It's a little bit cleaner in the mobile app than DXTrade is. DXTrade's a mess in mobile, because I don't think these two companies offer the mobile version, which works. They've experimented with it a little bit, but it's still not as easy to use as trading with on mobile with TradingView. So with that, not getting into anything there. Big pullback right there after yesterday's monster day. 168. It's up 170, 167 yesterday. That's probably the largest move in gold ever. Well, that one's no, that one's more. There's a decrease move of 231 right there, and another one of 200, 201. So it's not the largest move in gold ever. Probably the largest upward move in gold ever, especially on a percentage basis. It was well 3%. And I've got something you've got to understand is that the moves are going to get bigger and bigger as a percentage of total, considering the total is getting a lot bigger and bigger. With that, let's go to platinum. Just because I like the metals. Platinum is kind of hanging out. Not really going anywhere today. Palladium, another precious metal people use to make coins and stuff, and electronics and stuff. Again, not really a big mover today. Silver, not a big mover today, but not as big as it was yesterday. Had a 8.2% move, or pardon me, an 8% move yesterday. So I imagine it's going to cool off a little bit today. And get ready for its next monster move. Which, if I'm going to come in, I'm probably going to come in around 1. Still hasn't hit that 117 yet. So may want to not come into it again until 118, because when it moves, it's going to move quickly and ravenously. So it's might be something to just wait till it hits 118 before to protect capital, and also make sure you've got a solid, clean upward move instead of a bouncy move. Those bouncy moves will chew your account up in a heartbeat, as I found out a couple days ago the hard way. So with that, that's all I've got today. Couple of rate decisions coming out today, including the Fed. So we'll see what happens with that. In the meantime, you guys have a great one. If you made it this far, then thank you for watching, and keep watching the next ones that come out. We have a what else? If you like this video, then hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more of these videos, then subscribe to the channel, and YouTube will let you know when I put out more of them. And lastly, if you have any comments, by all means, comment on the channel, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. So you guys have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.